Hey there, my lovelies on Facebook. Hello there, Design Divas. On Instagram, I'm Donna Hoffman. Welcome to Tuesday with Donna. We really don't have a name for this. I'm Donna Hoffman. They call me the Interior Design Advocate and also one of the country's leading design coaches because I help to empower women just like you, brilliant women, talented women, smart women, to get rid of the unhappy result at your home, get rid of the ugly room, the room that's not quite hitting the mark. And I show you with strategies in my online courses how to make amazingly beautiful things happen in your life. And every Tuesday, we like to stop what we're doing here at my luxury design studio, where we're also doing private design for families and couples and individuals. We like to stop what we're doing and come out here and talk to you and teach you a lesson on something wonderful. So we had a really popular topic and we decided to bring it back. We had it last year and everybody loved it and said, hey, when are you doing it again? So we are talking today about accessorizing bathrooms. Yes, accessorizing bathrooms. So here's the thing, not a lot of room to accessorize a bathroom. And one of the first things you learn in design school, or if you're in one of my courses, function comes first. Yes, got to function well. So you can't over schmutz your bathroom with stuff and then it doesn't function well. And I'm going to tell you a cautionary tale before we get into just full accessorization. We're going to look at powder rooms, guest baths, and master baths, because let's face it, that's kind of what we're dealing with in bathrooms. I want to tell you two nightmare horror stories that just happened to our company in the last year. One in a beautiful powder room reno and one in a stunning new design build in a home. Everything was just gorgeous. We brought in accessories at the last minute just to kind of help fill out on the budget side. And we went to a very well-known, should I say the retailer? Maybe not. Yeah. Very well-known retailer that you guys are all shopping in for accessories. And we picked up a soap dispenser for one project, and we picked up this little crystal paperweight for another. Project number one, soap dispenser gets filled, gets put down, and we come back 2 weeks later, still working on the residence, and we move the soap dispenser, and there is a giant oil ring into the Cambria stone. Yes, the soap dispenser, made overseas, real inexpensive product, was leaching soap, and that soap leached into the stone, and thank heavens the stone group could come out. They had to apply all these chemicals and suck all the oil slicky stuff up, whatever it was. It was a heart attack on a bathroom counter because we put this low-cost soap dispenser there. And then a couple of weeks ago we did this gorgeous reno on a powder room, and we did marble on the counter, and we brought in this beautiful paperweight, and so it looked beautiful there, a little something with a little bit of sparkle, kind of a cut crystal rainbow effect on this thing, flat bottom. And when we removed the price tag, no problem. Client loved it. She said, yeah, let's keep it. We removed the price tag. Well, get an email from her. Donna, you're not going to believe this, but we were cleaning the bathroom, and when I moved the paperweight, it had left, there was an oil slicky stain underneath this paperweight. So we thought, oh, you got to be kidding me. So we sent out a service group, and this is a cost. You know, this costs a company something to do. So the stone repair group goes out and says, oh yeah, all the stickers, the pricing stickers that are being used today are coming in from overseas, lower and lower cost for those stickers, and the adhesive in the sticker is so low grade, it has some sort of product in it, some sort of, I don't know, something in that stickiness that actually has an oil base. Don't ask me how oil and stickiness work together, but he said it absolutely will leach into and even etch marble. So, I mean, come on, you can't put an accessory down. Oh, this is a coffee cup from Dunkin' Donuts, but you know what I mean? You can't put something down on your countertop for fear now that it's going to do something weird. So I tell you this to say, please proceed with caution. Make sure that there is no sticky debris or residue on the bottom of anything that you put down on any of your countertops. And I'd be really careful for those soap dispensers. I said to my client was, I'm not going to buy another soap dispenser. You buy the soap dispenser, and put it on something, put it on like a little dish or something. I mean, really creepy to have this happen because it's costly to repair. And according to the Stone Group, they're seeing this happening more and more and more. So I'm just putting that out there to you. Okay, so accessorization. For powder rooms, if you have a pedestal sink, you are not accessorizing that baby. You are just putting a soap dispenser of your choice out there, and maybe, I don't know, maybe like some little like air freshener with sticks in it, who knows. So your opportunity in powder rooms, if you have a countertop, is also very minimal because powder rooms are small. And if you have a sink on a 24-inch sink base, you don't have a lot of space. You might have room for a little hand towel tray with some, disposable hand towels and your soap dispenser, and then maybe a little something to the other side of the sink. That's it. What's your big opportunity for accessorizing your powder room? The art that goes on the wall. Do something exciting. Go big or go home. Go bold, go bigger and go bold or go home. And certainly the light fixture that you appoint in that room. Lighting is partially the furnishing category and partially the jewelry of a room. So are you doing 2 hanging pendants in your powder room reno instead of just an over, a light fixture for over the mirror? That could be a little bit of bling. Or maybe you're doing some sconces. That could be part of the accessorization story. Yes, it's the lighting. Or is there room for an overhead light fixture? So powder rooms, you don't have a lot of space. I know somebody's going to write in and say, what do you think of little shelves? I don't love them, but if it's in the right bathroom and if they're beautifully accessorized, I can handle a couple of floating shelves over the commode. So guest bathrooms or the bathroom that your children are using. Maybe it has a single sink in it or 2 sinks shared on a counter. There again, function first. You've got room for your soap dispenser, maybe a little ring holder, maybe a plant, maybe a faux plant if you know a resource for doing good faux. I know one of my students just fainted. Did Donna Hoffman just say faux greenery, faux plants? I did. I might be coming over to the dark side. If I see really good quality one, I can go for it. A beautiful orchid, something standing, but you want narrow so that you're not taking up counter space because blow dryers and toothpaste and all that other stuff has to happen. Makeup, if you've got teenagers and tweenagers. So maybe the tweens aren't doing makeup. I forget already. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So your big opportunity in a guest bath is fairly similar to your accessorization opportunity in a powder room. Not a lot until you go to the walls. Great piece of art. Absolutely do it. Beautiful shower curtain. That's part of your accessory story. Your towel story. Great. Go for it. Do a painted flourish up on the ceiling. Why not? You can't do a lot else in there because there's not a lot of room. And then again, same note on light fixture. The light fixtures can be part of the story of the room. You are not going to be able to accessorize heavily. And if you do over accessorize a bathroom, you will choke it, make it look like a cluttered mess. Well, let's go to the larger bathroom that you would be dealing with, which would potentially be your master bath. Now, if you have a master bath that has a tub deck in it, yes, in the corner of a tub deck, you certainly can do something beautiful to vases that stand near each other with some interesting faux, dried stick, whatever the heck in there, or just 2 cool looking lidded urns. Why not? Something with a candlestick set up. You got to make sure if you're doing something on the tub deck in a master bath, you have to make sure your proportion is right? Got to be big enough to hold court. But a lot of you are doing these freestanding tubs, very sculptural, very beautiful. So you're not accessorizing around them, but you might have room for a beautiful little accent table. That's part of the accessorization, right? A little accent table that's maybe, 12 inches around, 14 inches around, really sculptural and pretty looking. Maybe it's lucite, maybe it's metal and glass, maybe it's all metal, depending upon the vibe in the bathroom that you're working on, the master bath that you're doing in your home. And then in terms of what you put on top of that, not a lot. Maybe there's a candle. That's it. Maybe there's something with a little bit of pretty potpourri in it. That's it. These little martini tables or side tables, they don't really want a lot to happen on top of them, right? But if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to do a little chair next to your beautiful tub, excuse me, I just gave this away. If you don't want to do a little table next to your tub, do a great looking little chair, like a little accent chair, armless, something really sculptural, interesting. Maybe it's a woven rattan or wicker, or maybe it's an interesting metal and cloth, or maybe it's almost like a little vanity chair, something interesting. Maybe it's a really good looking X bench, and then you just display it with a pretty towel kind of nicely folded on it. So the opportunity in master baths now, without having these big tubs, jacuzzi tubs with the tub decks, or even just a non-jacuzzi tub with a tub deck, are these freestanding tubs that then take up a little less floor space, and they give you the opportunity for a beautiful rug in front of them, a little side table, or a little chair. I wouldn't do both. I would do one or the other, unless you have a massive master bath and you can do more. But same note again in terms of your counter space. If you have a giant oversized master bath, yes, you might have room to do a beautiful setup in one corner of one of your vanity areas with, again, something in, a beautiful, couple of vases, a couple of lidded urns, something interesting that works together, 10 inches, 12 inches, 8 inches in a little setup, 8 inches tall, 12 inches tall, 14 inches tall, to do something interesting in one area that doesn't have a lot of traffic, right? Because your husband's shaving in one area, and you're at a different, his and hers sink kind of thing. But if you're sharing a sink, as I do with Mr. Hoffman, or sharing a counter, we each have our own sink, not a lot of accessorization happening there. I have a really pretty Michael Aram little dish that I put my wedding rings in every night, and my earrings that I wear every day, my watch. There's a soap dispenser. Steve has to have his own separate soap because he has his own thing that he does when he shaves, and that's it. And then a beautiful tissue holder on the commode. That's it. But then we have a really big piece of artwork in there, and we also have an interesting little chair in there and a great little rug. So your opportunities for accessorization in a master bath are there, but it's not tabletop accessories, right? There are different types of accessories. We talked about this a little bit a couple of weeks ago at Facebook Live. Accessories can be tabletop, meaning things that go on a horizontal surface, but accessories can also be on a wall. And in the case of accent furniture, like a little martini table, I would use that as an accessory, or a cute little chair. I'd use that as an accessory. And I'm going to let you also think about the rug being the accessory. Maybe there's like an interesting little fluffy faux animal kind of hide rug, something that you're doing in your master bath, okay? So there are more opportunities than you think, but you're not going to be on the countertop necessarily of your sink deck, right? You're going to be on the walls, you're going to be on the floor, you're going to be near a tub, and see what you can do there. So hopefully that helps you. And if you have a question about accessorizing a bath, I'm happy to take those. Feel free to type those in. While you're typing those in, I want to tell you a little story, and I also want to tell you what we're talking about next week. Next week, in honor of Thanksgiving, we have a fun Facebook Live if you're around, if you're not traveling, and it is called Easiest Flower Arrangement Tricks. That's Easiest Flower Arrangement Tricks for you on Instagram. If you want to tune in, I'll be sharing some with you, and I'll want to hear what your easy flower arranging tricks and tips are as well, and we can get a nice little share going and really make everybody's Thanksgiving table look beautiful and get a head start into the Christmas and New Year's holidays as well. So I do want to let you know too, speaking of Thanksgiving and the season that we're in, I love to do something, and I did it today, and it's just so fun, and it costs so little money, and it makes people so happy. So I showed you my Dunkin' Donuts cup. I decided I needed a cup of something while I was out, ran a quick errand during my lunch hour instead of just kind of chillaxing a little bit. And I thought, I'm going to get some coffee on my way back to the office. And so as I was checking out, what I like to do, particularly this time of year, if I go to a Dunkin' drive-thru, I'll ask the cashier, hey, what did the person behind me order? I'd love to buy it for them. And I always check to make sure it's a woman. I know it sounds weird, but I don't want some young guy thinking that a cougar is trying to pick him up, or that I'm being inappropriate, like with there's an 18-year-old driving or something. So I make sure it's a woman. And it was a $1.79 drink. I said to the lady who was about to give me change, I said, just keep the change. Don't worry about it. Just tell her I bought her thing. And then I like to make a speedy getaway. I know speed, but I don't like to like hang out. I don't want people to feel like they need to thank me. I don't want to make contact with anybody in case they're shy, whatever. But it took forever for me to be able to pull out into traffic to leave this Dunkin' Donuts. And I kind of glanced up in my rearview mirror at one point, and the woman behind me had pulled up, and she was blowing me kisses and waving to me, and I just started to laugh. So I waved to her, and I tried to blow her some kisses in my rearview mirror. Anyway, it's that time of year. I would love to invite you, pay it forward, buy somebody a hot cup of something. The next time you go to a drive-through, it's a hoot. It makes people so happy, and it costs so little. And it just puts a little pep in your step too. That's all I have to say there. All right, so let's see what kind of questions, if any. If not, if I don't have questions, I'm gonna wrap it early. So we are getting hellos. Hi from Dwynell. Hi Dwynell, how are you? Hi Margaret. Hi to Ruth. Jamie is saying hi to everyone in TIDA, on the whole TIDA team, to me and to Katie. Katie, you got a hello specifically from Jamie. Katie's waving back. Kimberly is saying, hey, nice video. Thank you so much, Kimberly. I appreciate that. Jamie's saying she likes the lighting idea. Thank you. You're welcome, Jamie. Jamie's saying faux plants and coming over to the dark side. I'm making that leap as well. All right, Jamie, it's good to have company on the dark side. Marie is saying she likes the little chair idea. Good. And Carmen is saying, how do you accessorize a deep water closet? I feel like it has a lot of wasted space. It does, yeah. You know, those water closets get deep because they're great as little privacy givers, but you've got to chop these larger baths in such a way that you get these really large, deep, you know, little closets that you're in. So definitely I would love to encourage you to think about doing something fun with some oversized art. Maybe there's a pair of something that hangs on the long wall that's created. And then on the far wall, what you can do is a cute little, some sort of accent table that then gets accessorized with something. Or just on the far wall, you might want to do some cantilevered shelves and do some little setup and then just do one piece of art on your long wall. So I would treat it that way. See if that helps you. Hopefully it will, Carmen, or at least maybe I'll get some of your ideas, your own brilliant brain power stimulated on that one. Kimberly's saying something sounds fun. Hope it was something I mentioned, Kim. That's good. Jamie's smiling. Dimpal saying hello. Hello, Dimpal. How are you? Nicole saying this weekly session is like coffee with friends. I will drink to that. Here we go. All right. Oh, love that. You know why I love that coffee so much? Because it has real half and half in it, and I'm supposed to be dairy free. Shh, don't tell anyone. And then Cindy's saying hello. Okay, good. So we don't have any questions. Oh, Amanda's saying, I love wallpaper. It takes me back in time. So I'm glad you're mentioning wallpaper. I don't know if there's a question because I can't read the whole thing here on Insta. Wallpaper is a great thing to do in a powder room or in a low-use guest bath that doesn't have a ton of humidity in it. Here's what I want you to avoid. Avoid grass cloth. It does not like water. You can put grass cloth into a powder room, but if you have a lot of drippy hands where the light switch is, you will start to degrade the product. It's grass. It's a paper. Okay, so just be aware of that. And I would not, if the paper installer says, hey, do you want me to paper over your light switch? Don't do it. I did that years ago as a young designer. And over time, when I went back to the client's home, the light switch that had the wallpaper on it, the grass cloth paper, was wearing out. So don't do that. Just do a regular switch. If you're involved in a bathroom reno right now, I'd like to encourage you to consider putting your towel, do a towel ring, and don't mount it on the wall. Mount it on the side of a cabinet deck, of the cabinet base, right? So people have to bend over to dry their hands, but this way they're not splattering your wall. Stick with me, kid. I got all these good ideas. So anyway, so wallpaper. And then wallpaper is great to do as a flourish. Guess what? Guys, you could frame some beautiful wallpaper and make a little, you know, top to bottom something that you hang up in a guest bath. Why not? Maybe a really cool black and white dramatic paper that goes with whatever you're doing. Put it into a black lacquered frame, and then you've got beautiful art, not a lot of money. Okay, so those are some things you can do. And you can certainly, in a powder room, paper the ceiling with something really cool, really exciting. You could do a papered accent wall as well. So that I would consider that more toward the accessorization idea side, if you want to stretch a little bit into how to make your bathrooms exciting without a lot of tabletop tchotchkes and things. And just don't do that thing that surrounds the toilet with the built-in shelves. Those generally don't look so hot. Anyway, okay, so if I have any questions, if there are any questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, we'll wrap this early. Oh, look at this, there are questions. Why is it? That always happens to me. Oh, final 2 questions. Tiani, I love that name. Tiani Frazier is saying, I don't know if I should put a shelf or a picture above the commode in my powder room. It's right next to the mirror over the vanity. Tiani, you know, it all depends on proportion and how you're going to be accessorizing it. Here's the thing I tell you. If you want to make your powder room look bigger, I would not start in with the shelves and the things on it. Because what does a shelf do? It comes out, right? It eats up space. It enters this already small space. So if you're trying to maximize your space, Tiani, I wouldn't go for the shelves. But can you do a beautiful shelf or 2 stack shelves? Yes, you can. You can do beautiful glass shelves, etc. So it all depends on how you accessorize them as well. And I do want to tell you guys, and I put it in the notes, if you want to find out more about how to accessorize like a boss, you should head to the link I posted for a great workshop I have about accessorization, and that'll get your brain firing on all 4 cylinders or 8 cylinders, however many cylinders our brains are supposed to have about accessorization in total. So I posted that for you here on Facebook. Cheryl is saying, I really appreciate these topics and enjoyed so much. I'm so glad, Cheryl. I appreciate that you're here. Maria is saying she agrees and cheers. Maria, I hope you're cheersing with something stronger than my cold decaf coffee. Hope there's something bubbly in a champagne glass next to you. Cheryl is saying, how do you brighten a bath without a window? I'll tell you how. I want you to think about shine, Cheryl. So any accessory you do bring in, I'd let it have shine on it. And I would bring in artwork that is mounted behind glass because it's going to give you a little shine and pop. And I would even consider doing something that has a frame that has a little bit of a glossy finish to it. If it's not a metal, then a lacquer. I'm getting thumbs up on this. When you have a windowless space, including any windowless space, right? You want to think about adding more shine. You know, mirror is always the logical choice, but you already have mirror in that bathroom. So think about the accessories that you can add that have some shine, and that should help you as well. Lynn is just, I don't know, just sending me the letter. She's sending me a letter. She's sending me a bad letter. She's sending me the letter F. I'm hoping it's fabulous. F for fabulous. And Wendy is saying, what a good way to store extra paper. Okay, good. I like it. I guess you guys are having a whole conversation that I'm not part of. Okay, so I think that did it. I think those are all of our topics next week, all of our questions. Any more? Oh, hang on. Did I just get more? More just came in. Hang on. Oh, what's a good way to store extra paper? I'm sorry. A good way to store extra paper. If you have a pedestal sink, you're screwed, right? Can't store it under the sink. The best thing to do is to buy a handsome basket. And it doesn't have to be wicker. I don't know what your design fingerprint or your design perspective is in your powder room, or this room that needs to store the extra toilet tissue. But you get a good looking container that can sit on the floor, and you stack your toilet tissue in there prettily. And it looks like a little arrangement that you put to the side of the toilet. It's not like a featured something, but that's really the way to do it. And then DePaula is saying, I just returned from North Carolina with gorgeous glass perfume bottles that are large for the master bath. Nice. Once I got home, they seem to need a tray, but then it'll be 4 instead of a 3 vignette. No problem. Do it. You do it. That tray kind of turns into a bottom note to hold your 3. You're fine. Do it. And then, what was the name of my lash treatment? Sally wants to know. You dig in the lashes, Sally? All right, there you go. It is called Grand Lash MD. Somebody posted after I announced that it got bad reviews online. Guys, I have no idea. All I know is I've used it, and it is working like bananas for me. So, Grand Lash MD. There it is. Yeah, Grand Lash MD, that was it. And no, I am not being I'm not being compensated by the company. Cheryl is saying, FYI, the letter F means she is following your topic, not a bad word. I'm so glad. I didn't think Cheryl was cursing me out. I was just kind of getting silly. And Dimple is saying, I'm just realizing that you probably need a pic. Yeah, pictures are good. Dimple, your name's so familiar, though. I think you're one of my students, and I think you're in one of my private groups. So, girlfriend, if you are in a private group, that all of my courses have their own private group. If you have access to that private group, Dimple, I hope you're posting pics because we want to see what you're up to. All righty. Oh, and then a question coming in from Katie's being nice. She's passing over a question, even though she told me 3 questions ago I only had 2 questions left. This is from Insta. I have Patchy. Is that Patchy? Patchy ceramic tiles in my bath. Any idea how to cover patchy? What does that even mean?
Just bad looking tile.
Bad looking tile. Okay. Bad looking tile in your bathroom. I would want to see a picture because we just had really bad looking tile in a master bath and we actually had it painted. It was a whole thing. It worked, but you need somebody who specializes in that to do it. I have no idea what the product was that they used on it. But we painted over a very dated looking accent tile. This way we didn't have to route it out. What does that mean? Routing it out means you dig it out. We just did that in a bathroom where we had a tile that was the wrong color, the accent tile, but everything else in the bathroom was great looking tile wise. So we just had the bad looking tile routed out, drilled out, and we found a replacement tile to go into that instead. A little pricier, a little harder to find the exact sizing that you need, but we were able to do that as well. So those are 2 things I can share with you. Great rug, I guess, but I need to see a picture to really see what are we trying to cover up. But that's a good question and know that there are some options. All right, dolls, listen, we gotta blow this popsicle stand. We really actually have more work to do. So I'm going to wrap out now. It was great seeing you. I will see you this Tuesday, hopefully, 4 p.m. Eastern for easiest flower arrangement tricks. Bring your tricks with you because I want to learn from you on that as much as I can't wait to share my ideas with you. And by the way, if you missed any portion of this Facebook Live, you can find us on YouTube and see any of our Facebook Lives, as well as the other great video that we cut for you as well. And don't forget, give us a follow. If you want to learn about what we're up to at our design studio, then you want to follow us at IDH Designs. That's at IDH Designs. And if you want to be just inspired with more teaching, then you want at decorating.genius. Okay, so 2 different feeds because we just like to have a lot to do and we love to entertain you and infotain you and educate you and support you and love you. So hugs to everybody. We will see you next week. See you later, Insta. See you later, Facebook. Bye-bye.